Yeah! I made it. Finally made it. What's going on, good people? Welcome to another episode of the 710 The Slickville Show. I am your host, Jay Brown, a.k.a. Mr. 710. And I was supposed to have some people with me, but since I was so late, they went ahead and went on home. It wasn't my fault. ATL traffic struck again, so I left in plenty of time to get here at my normal time. But yeah, Atlanta traffic would not let me be great today. But listen, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Sway be all right. On tonight's show, listen, this is gonna be one of those shows. It's gonna be a little abbreviated, but we gonna make it do what it do today. We talking about these new kids, and we actually we're not gonna bash them tonight, but we're gonna talk about protecting their innocence, because that's something that I found to be it's been different. It's been different now that I have kids in my house and thinking about some of the stuff that I fussed about them for in comparison to when I was younger. But we're going to get into all of that. Guys, as you all know, this is an interactive show. So like, share, comment, call in. 470-251-4343 is the number to dial. And you know what? If you're in this chat room, especially the Facebook one, tag a parent, because I need all the thought processes on this, on protecting the innocence of these new kids, because that's definitely something that I want to get everybody's thoughts on. If you're scared of how your voice gonna sound, go ahead and hit us up in the chat room. It'll be all right. We want to go ahead and while we're with that, thank everybody for watching via the Status Network app, via Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, YouTube Live, Roku, and the Amazon Fire Stick via the Status Network app. And for those of you that's listening to the podcast, I'm going to thank you for listening via iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and anywhere else you may be listening. Go ahead and rate us 5 stars so that you won't be diagnosed with hateration in this dancery. Because I heard this, it can be contagious. But look, on tonight's show, we will be doing Since Last Week. We got Jay's 2-minute tirade. And, I was going to ask people about the expiration dates on these decent relationships, but I'm going to save that. I'm going to say that, and we just going to jump into that protecting the innocence of these new kids. Let me make sure I put this in there. Tag a parent. Tag a parent if you hadn't already done it. Go ahead and share this feed for your boy. We greatly appreciate it. And Mr. Gohart, I see you, buddy. I appreciate you for tuning in every week. Shout out to all those folks that support on a weekly basis. We don't take none of that stuff for granted, and we greatly appreciate it. All right, let me see. Tag parent. This is me in the chat room typing like I'm real slow. What y'all think about these glasses, though, today? I'm out here in these streets. There we go. We got moms in there early in the chat room. I see you, mama. That's what I'm talking about. But since last week, I started working out again for the 3rd time this year. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going all the way through to the end of the year. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, just do it. It'll be appropriate, Trey. It'll be appropriate. So go ahead. They asked how appropriate would it be for her to share on her business page. It's appropriate today. I'm not going to get too reckless, even though I don't have a chaperone. But as far as me working out, I'm trying to ease back into it. Because, for a lot of athletes, when they feel like they could just jump back into working out and they go too hard, and then they be hurt for 3 days. They be sore for 3 days, and then got to take 3 days off, which turned into 6, which turned into 2 weeks. And then you got to start all over again. But I'm fairly consistent with the working out. I just got to get this eating situation straight. Like, having 3 kids in the house and having these snacks in the house, that gets me. That gets me every time. I'm up late some nights. You just got to get your little snack in, and they're usually not that healthy. Usually not that healthy. And then on top of that, wifey be hating. Wifey be hating on me losing weight because she feel like if I get too small, she can try me. Now, it ain't gonna go the way it ain't gonna go necessarily the way she think it's gonna go. But baby, I be aerodynamic in the best shape of my life, and she be like, ugh. Which I get it. When she met me, I was heavy. My head was big. I was round. I was a fat dude when she met me, and I was still looking back at some of those pictures, and I'm like, oh, baby, what was you looking at? Like, I know I'm dope, but still, like, what were you looking at? I have to judge her now, cause she ain't like me when I was little. She ain't like me when I was little, but yeah, she in there laughing because she know it's the truth, and she laughing in the chat room. But let me go ahead and get my timer set for this J's 2. No, don't be trying to protect her in the chat room talking about she ain't no hater. Listen, if you saw me back in the day, my swag was jacked up and everything. I don't know what was going on in these streets. But yeah, I was just like, baby, what was you doing? Like I didn't even like what I saw when I looked at the old pictures after I lost weight. Shit, Julian Brown said that she's a chubby chaser. And see, I lose weight. She gonna be trying to look for some big dudes. Yeah, I don't know if she don't feel like I could protect her as a slim dude, but I can hold it down. But Jay's 2-minute tirade has to do with laundry baskets. I know if y'all friends with me on Facebook, y'all have seen my situation with this laundry basket. So let me go ahead and start this now. So just to give y'all a little backstory, I do laundry for the house. I do all the laundry for the house. I've stopped folding up the kids' laundry because this whole show is gonna be focused on the kids. I stopped folding up the kids' laundry, and what I ended up doing was, I take their clothes down, I put them in the wash and bring them up. They fold them. All right, so here was the scenario. I forgot to bring their basket up right away, so it was like 2 days worth of clothes on their floor where the basket normally is. I call myself, I'm just going to take the basket up there, put it back in their room, assuming, in my mind, I put the basket in their room, they pick up the clothes off the floor and put it in the basket. And boy, was I wrong. I went up there, I put the basket up there Monday. It was Saturday. I go up there and there are more clothes on the floor, and that same empty laundry basket sitting right next to it. And I was like, what ain't this a, come on now. What's really going on? Somebody make me understand why you left all of these clothes on the floor next to this empty basket. And number 2 told me, well, Mr. Jason, I didn't think that we were supposed to put them in the basket. As if anything had changed over the last 6 months that they had been in our house. They'd always put those clothes in the basket. And I had to ask the question, were you waiting for me to wash these so that you could put new dirty clothes in there? Because you can't make me understand what this situation is. Like, I was like, did I do stuff like this as a kid? Like, I think that was my 2-minute tirade on this situation. Like, I was completely flabbergasted. That's a good word. That's a $10 word right there. I was completely flabbergasted. I'm trying to think of another word that I could use that's good like that. But somebody said it was laziness, it was too easy. I called it trifling, but my wife didn't like that too much. Which that was the first thing I could use to describe that. Like, come on, man, like, you got to explain yourself all the way out with them kids nowadays. Yeah, like, I made the mistake of just assuming that they saw an empty basket to put the clothes in. I was I was wrong. That was my bad. I was completely wrong. And I don't like normally I would do stuff like that. I would tell them. I would hope that I didn't have to tell them, but yeah, I was wrong. And see, Mr. Gohart said he see this stuff all the time at work. Like empty basket equals dirty clothes. That's usually what it is in our house. Like, but yeah, I failed. I failed. My bad. I'm gonna do better. It was my fault because you know what happens when you assume you're supposed to tell them what to do. Yes, yes, and yes. At the same time, I never have to tell them to watch TV. I never have to tell them to turn on the TV in order to play the video game. That never happens. They always know that has to take place. And so, I'm gonna just jump right on into the topic of the day because I'm not gonna keep Kush here all night even though I was late. We're just gonna jump right into it. And what I wanted to talk about tonight was protecting the innocence of these new kids because it seems as if as I've gotten older, these new kids have gotten more grown than I've ever been accustomed to. Like it's hard for me to be around them in that way because they so grown. They are the next level of grown. And before I get into this, let me get this ad in for one of our sponsors. Beyond Clean is a dedicated service-oriented business that strives to make your cleaning experience user-friendly, safe, affordable, and readily available to all of our clients. Our company is licensed, bonded, and insured, and our owners and staff have been federal and state fingerprinted, as well as background checked and drug tested. We are currently licensed to serve in the state of Georgia, Illinois, and Indiana, and we tailor our services to meet all of your cleaning needs. To better assess how we can help, we offer free estimates, and all of our work is backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So please call us at 708-829-4102 or email us at beyondcleancleaningservices@yahoo.com. You will know the difference because it's beyond clean. Hey, Kush, go ahead and cut that for me. I'm gonna need that. That's two of them in a row. That was flawless. Let me go ahead and, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. All right, well, I got to give it applause because I can read. Shout out to that. All right, so, yeah, protecting the innocence of these new kids. And, I've come to it's a little bit of a dilemma because I'm looking at the situation where you want to expose your kids to things so that they can think about stuff, so that they can know about different things. But at the same time, you still don't want them to be overexposed to stuff because it's so much stuff on TV, there's so much stuff in their computers, there's so much stuff at school. It's so much stuff that they hear on the radio that you have and that you almost have to censor, but at the same time you want to keep them innocent without them being naive. You want to make sure that they know stuff, but not too much that they a player but you don't want them to be the one getting played either. So all of this stuff, it ruins that situation for me because I'm always trying to figure out like what's too much. How much game should I give my 11-year-old so that he doesn't get played, but at the same time not give him too much game so that he out here getting his Mac on. Like that's my dilemma. And let's see. Let me go get to this social media stuff, cause I'm the only one in the house. My wife and I, the adults, the only ones in the house with social media. So that part is out. But I want to start with this music stuff. And so with the music, yes, we listen to the radio when I'm dropping them off at school, when I'm picking them up from daycare, and most of the time I have my iPod on because I can control what's being played on there. But you listen to the radio, and whether it's Tatiana or I don't even know half the songs that's on there. I really don't. It makes me feel old when I try to come up. Somebody put a new song by Lil Baby in there. Who I know the people. I wouldn't know them if I saw them, but I know the names. Put a Lil Baby song in there, and they know. The thing is, they know all the words. They know all the words. My 6-year-old know all the words. Number 2 know all the words. He be in there packing the mail, it's gone. Another smell cologne. Boom. Yeah. He know all these words. But can you read though?
Bruh.
Like, that's my problem. Like, I understand knowing the words to songs and stuff like that and not knowing certain things. But knowing all of these words to stuff that's not important, like that part bothers me. Like, I remember back in the day, like I couldn't listen to Jodeci. We couldn't watch videos back in the day. My parents were that strict when it came to videos. Like, I remember I was at my grandmother's house one day, and one of my cousins was singing Jodeci, Freaking You. And she was like, every time I close my eyes, I wake up feeling so horny. And they was like, what? You are never to sing that song ever again. And yo, I thought that was like, it was funny because she got caught. And they was like, what you know about being horny? Like, that's the funny part. Like, we had to be about 11, 12. And she was talking about, I wake up feeling so horny. And it's still funny to me that she got caught singing that. Let me see. And we need to go back to dial-up internet days. I'm at the age now where I have to text my younger cousin and ask who these new artists are. Absolutely. Like, the thing is, yes, you want them to be exposed to this music, but do you really want them to know what they talking about? Do you really want to know what bust down Tatiana mean? Because I know what bust down mean in Chicago. Hey, I asked my 11-year-old, tell me, what's a thought? What that mean? Tell me what that mean. And he was like, because I know it's a bad word. Well, it's an acronym that people just use wrong. But tell me, what's a thought? Since you want to say it. He didn't want to tell me what a thought was. I was like, I could tell you, but I don't want you to feel like it's okay for you to go around talking about what a thought is. And a bust down, yeah, let's not sing that song no more. Like, I've put whole limits on songs that they can sing and stuff. But let me ask you this. If you had a kid that could rap, I need y'all to answer this, chat room. If you had a kid that could rap, what age would you allow them to cuss? And I'm talking about rap like they were good, not just one of those kids that could just make beats on the table and just say little nursery rhymes. Like, they could actually rap. At what age would you allow them to cuss? Because that type of stuff, that's interesting to me. Let me see. When I found out, and then Mr. Gohar said, when I found out Azulay was what it was talking about, I was shocked. Being young and singing about cheating with somebody else's significant other. Absolutely. Like, it's a lot of these songs out here that, you just listen to the words, or you listen to the unedited versions, you like, You got to be kidding me. Like, this is what they talking about? This is the real? 18, you'll start letting them cuss. 16, you'll let them cuss. I don't know. I'm trying to see how I feel about, cause we walk down the street now, and you hear some kids cussing, and it's just like, yo, you not old enough to cuss yet. You not old enough to know what you can't even control all your body parts right. You probably still musty, and you out here trying to cuss. Like, go on somewhere with that nonsense. What's going on, good people in the chat room? Guys, if you hadn't shared this feed already, go ahead and share this feed for your boy. Tarsha Simmons said, no, back in the day, a lot of stuff was inferred. Hell, next, Too Close blew my mind when I finally figured out what they were talking about. Eb Nicole on Instagram said she'll bust a grown man in the mouth for cussing. Like, hearing kids cuss nowadays is just like, hey man, who your parents? And the bad part about who your parents is, if the kids are cussing like that, you don't even know what's going on at the house. They the type of parents that you don't want to talk to because they don't care. Because you don't know where they heard it from, whether it was on TV. You 29? All right, so can y'all cuss in front of y'all parents? Right now, can you cuss in front of your parents? A little bit. You can get a damn off.
It was a mistake.
Like, you can get a damn off. You might be able to drop a shiznit, but anything past that usually gets a little gray area. Like, you have to be like telling a story. You can tell a story, and if it's in your story, then you might be able to slide by with it. But you can't just be like, Mom, let me tell you this. She's like, what? Hold on. No, not at all. Not at all. My mom doesn't curse, so I can't. Now, I feel like I can cuss in front of my mother-in-law, which is interesting. But she cussed with the best of them. These new parents, the new age parents, they cuss at school. That's a little bit, but my mama still be looking at me crazy. When we cuss, we had to sneak it in. And so, all right, so you don't hear as many cuss words on the radio, but you hear them on TV now. And so, like, on USA, you hear all kind of cussing on USA, and that was just a regular cable TV station. It wasn't like no movie channel. It wasn't HBO where you could just get cut. HBO, anything went. FX, some of them shows on. I was surprised. I forgot what TV show I was watching on USA, but they was getting real cuss words off. And I was like, dang, I probably wouldn't even have thought about, it's USA, yeah, y'all could watch that. And they getting whole cuss words off on these shows. And even some of the stuff that the kids watch. And they be talking about boobs. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I like that. And they was like, but it's for kids. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Or even the movie Good Boys. It just came out. Good Boys is rated R. Good Boys is rated R, and the actors that was in it can't go see it by themselves. Straight up. They can't go see it. They're not old enough to go see it by themselves. It's rated R. Somebody asked what they mean. No, but I was just like, do you watch rated R stuff with your kids? Like, do you allow your kids to watch rated R stuff with you? And depending on, like, and we're not talking about like scary movies, because some stuff be just right on the edge just based on the violence or whatever, but like that straight up rated R stuff. And I say I would use Power, for example. Like, can your kids watch Power with you? And I say, I cut it off at 11. I mean, at 16, they know what's going on. They probably cussing and stuff anyway. But, like, at 11, preteens. Right. Bella Edith 24 on Instagram said, no, because it's uncomfortable. And, yes, you never know on Power when a booty going to pop up. Where somebody gonna be smashing. And it's like, hold on, wait, hold on. Y'all don't need to see this. I make my 6-year-old cover his eyes anytime the music start getting sensual. Like if it's about to be a kiss, he covering his eyes. He like, oh, can I look now? And I'm knowing he looking. You can't trick me. I know you see it. But at the same time, they see it. Do you want to expose it to them, or because you with them? Like, you know, some parents be like, "Yo, I'd rather you drink with me than drink out in the streets." So I know how much you can take. I know what's going on. Is it the same type of logic, or is it like, no? You can't do none of this stuff because we all know what my 11-year-old's favorite words are. We've already discussed that. It was written down. It's favorite in all caps. F word, S word, Negro, and BITC. And so with all of that, yeah. So we know what his vocabulary is. You know, out of all those 171,000 words in the dictionary, he wanted those 4 to be his all caps favorites. And so, Tasha and them, y'all had to turn y'all backs and cover your ears? Man. Yeah, I get in due season, they gonna learn. I get it. Do you allow them to watch stand-up comedy? Can they watch Kevin Hart with you? Can they watch Cat Williams? Because my kids said they already saw Cat Williams. And I was like, what? Wait, which one? He was wearing green. He was wearing green? Really? Are you serious? Like, so y'all know all the cuss words already. Yeah, y'all know every cuss word if y'all watched Pimp Chronicles. Yeah, that's what they watch. They watch Pimp Chronicles. They know he had the green on. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Okay, it makes sense. He asked me if he could watch some stand-up comedy, and I was like, I was trying to think of comedians that didn't cuss that much. And in my mind, I was like, Cedric the Entertainer don't cuss that much. Let me fast forward Kings of Comedy to the Cedric the Entertainer part. And Cedric was just cussing away. Hold on. Let me turn this off. You need Comic View Cedric. That's what you need. I need to find him some old Comic View stuff, but even with that, it's a whole lot of stuff that they talk about on there that he shouldn't be laughing at, like the sex jokes. You can't laugh at that. You shouldn't find that funny because you don't know nothing about sex. You shouldn't. Which we gonna get to that part too. I'm burning through this, but we gonna make this thing rock. And so recently they asked me if they could watch It Chapter 2, and I was just thinking like, horror movies got a different type of rated R. Do I want you to have nightmares? Yeah, Mr. Gohart, before they got to me. Do I want you to have nightmares, and can I allow you to watch a movie that I hadn't seen by myself? Because you asked a lot of questions. Yes, Eric Phillips says Sinbad, I agree. Sinbad don't cuss. We did see Raw when we was young. I saw Raw and Delirious before it was time. we snuck and did it. And with Ron Delirious, Eddie was reckless in a way that wouldn't fly today. And he dropped off all the cuss words. Yeah, buddy asked a lot of questions. So yeah, I just don't know. I told him he couldn't see it unless I saw it first, so that I could know what was in there. But I don't remember really being able to watch like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. Like, I didn't really watch those movies when I was coming up. I watched them a little bit later, but not so much coming up. Not when I was their age. And part of it just didn't interest me in that way. The graphics, like, who would have really been scared of Blackula? Like, that's the truth. Like, those old time movies, when I watch them now, they're not scary at all. The graphics are horrible. The running was horrible. The blood was horrible. Like, everything about that whole movie genre was whack. So who would have been scared other than the music? And so this whole situation, like, so yeah, with the movies, it's different now. They show you everything. They show your whole heads getting cut off, blood splattering out and everything. I don't want you to have to see that. I don't. And seeing that type of stuff in movies, they put in video games. And I have Grand Theft Auto. I have Grand Theft Auto, and I play Grand Theft Auto. I do not like playing Grand Theft Auto in front of my kid, because he sit there and watch, and he tries to commentate this whole thing. And I'm like, listen, I'm not answering any questions about this game. At all. He asked me if he could get it. And I was like, no, you can't get it. You can't play. You can't fly the helicopter. You can't do nothing on this game. Why? It's too adult. It's too grown. Like, for any, they have strip clubs on the game that you can go into, and you can see breast, exposed breast on this video game. You can go in there and see that. Like, this not getting ready to happen. I'm not doing it. Like, yeah, you can't go on you can't do no missions. And if you've ever listened to the game has cussing in it. Like, the artificial intelligence has cussing in it. And I'm not talking about just the damn and the little stuff. They got the big words in it. They got the long cuss words in it. And as an adult, sometimes you just want to, because I was doing this show today, I was like, let me listen to the chat room that goes on in the game. Listen to the chat room. Nobody in the chat room had hit puberty, and it was some language that I don't even use in there. All the voices in there sounded like, hey man, I'm about to kill this mother. I'm like, what? Who is not the fake Mr. 710? I can't. Hey. Yeah, that's my gamer tag right there. But I'm talking about all these little voices in there calling each other names and telling them what they gonna do to them and all this stuff. You can't see me, Nick. I'm just like, who these kids think they are? Like, y'all reckless as hell. Don't ask who I am, cause I'm gonna come on there with some bass, your daddy. And then what y'all gonna do? Get me kicked out the room? Try to kill my person? That don't bother me in that way. Kill my person. But guess what? My 11-year-old will not be playing that game at all. I don't care how much. Look, he can go back home and I'd be like, don't get him that game. Turn it off. Because, I mean, I can deal with it because as an adult, I can deal with it. But it's even stuff that goes on in the game. Like, it's a mission that my wife watched me do, and she was just like, is it over yet? It was a hatchet mission where I just had to run down the street and hit people with a hatchet. And it's like, is it over yet? Like that was her thing. Like she was disturbed. And I'm just like, yes, I get it. And so do I want an 11-year-old playing that game? Hell no. Would he still probably try to trick somebody into giving him PlayStation cards so he can download it himself, since you don't necessarily need to be 18 in order to purchase that game online? He probably would. Not doing it. And I saved the best part for last. The dating part. With these kids trying to be adults. I just had to deal with that myself. Just had to deal with that myself. And so my 11-year-old called herself having a little crush, a little girlfriend, a little main squeeze, or whatever it is that you want to call it. Somebody that he loved in that way. And he told me he got a phone number. I was proud of him. I had just gave him a dope haircut. So yeah, here, take this phone right here. Take this phone and you can text. You can text all day. Don't delete nothing. And I will be checking this phone. So he knew this going in. Unfortunately, he didn't know that everything that came to this phone came to this phone. Real time. This is my Google Voice number. You think I'm going to just give you a brand new number? Boy, I don't know you like this. That's what he thought. And this boy texting away. Invited the little girl to the barbecue that we had. And she was just, I'm on my way. Never came. Don't you see me? Wasn't outside. This boy running in and out like a little puppy dog. Running in and out. Texting her back and forth like, nah, I don't see you now. Where I live, there's nowhere to hide. You're either in my driveway or you're driving. You either in where everybody else is parked or you're not there. There's nowhere to hide. There's no way to mistakenly not be at my house. Okay? Anybody that drives slow by my house, you stand out. So, I go outside while he's running back and forth, and I'm like, listen, number one, you sure she coming? Because what she tell you? Tell me what she told you. Oh, she said she on her way. She said she was here. And he looking, I'm like, it's 8 cars over there. It's 2 cars in my driveway. Where you think she gonna be at, number one? Don't be silly. She probably ain't coming. Oh, no. She said she hear music. All right, so I'm still trying to be nice right here. I'm still trying to be nice. I'm still trying to allow him to be let down easy. I'm trying to let him down instead of being disappointed by this girl setting him up in this way. Now, I'm like, listen, you 11, chick. You should not be playing these type of games. Just say you can't come, and it'll be okay. All is forgiven. There's people over here. But now you got him running in and out the house, and now he's sad. Okay. I tried to help you. I tried to ease you into this letdown. You didn't want it. So now you mad, and now they texting other stuff on the phone like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't come. You know what? When we start up school next year, you can get me pregnant the first day in the bathroom. Hey, wait, say what? Oh, hell no. Let me get that phone up off you, fam. I have to get that phone up off of you, because that's not happening at all. Let me get that phone. Is there anything in this phone that I don't need to see? Yes. Okay, cool. I'm glad you didn't lie, because you already know what I told you. If it's in there, if I ask you, I already know. So don't even lie. And please tell me. I'm talking about, it's all type of stuff in there. Now, I was seeing stuff before I went in there that I had screenshot in my other phone while the messages was coming in just so that he wouldn't lie. And as I'm reading, it's stuff disappearing. This fool think he's slick. I take that back. This boy think he's slick. I don't want to call him a fool, but he tried it. And you know, you never really know. You know, when your parents tell you that the game is still the same, just the players change. Players get older, players get younger, but the game still stay the same. So I know how this thing go. I've deleted messages and stuff like that. But I'm still trying to maintain his innocence in this whole scenario and not tell him that, bro, she don't like you. If somebody like you, they ain't gonna do you like this. She telling you she love you and she telling you you like her, you ain't gotta beg her. You don't have to do nothing special. If she like you, then she ain't gonna do stuff like this. It all came to a head when they got back to school. We shut down all their conversation, all their ways to communicate, all summer, the rest of the summer. They got back to school, stuff started getting hot and heavy again, and I was just like, yo, man, you sending too many text messages, emails in school. We had to take his little school computer. And I'm just like, listen, man, you on some real sucker stuff. And I can't tell him that he on some sucker stuff because I'm still trying to preserve his innocence. I'm trying not to give him too much game that he don't necessarily, that he try to pull it the other way. All right. And so as we're going, he still, we told him to cease communication again, but he still had to have his school computer because he's in school. He just going to chat at school instead of at home since he didn't have a phone. Man, we had to go up to the school. We had to call this girl parents. Hey, listen. Yeah, our kids can't talk to each other no more. And we just got lucky that her mom was okay with it. Her mom, like, it got way, way off the rails to the point where I had to wake him up this past Thursday because of some letters that I found that they had written back and forth. And I don't know about you, but if you've ever gotten woken up out of your sleep in the middle of the night and you in the good sleep for a conversation or a whooping that your parents had to give you, it wasn't ever cool. It was the worst that you had ever dealt with. And when I tell you this boy had no words, he was, that was his whole thing. He cried the whole night. The whole night. And when I tell you, like, I was so rough on him that night, but I had to be because I feel like, all right, now I got to crush it. I had to crush this level of him being naive just from the standpoint of if I hurt your feelings, that means you understand what I'm talking about. The feelings that I had towards this little girl, the negative feelings that I had towards her, I felt like I was wrong for having them as an adult. But if you've ever seen a kid that you were like, you know what? That kid ain't going to be shit if don't nobody stop her right now. Or she going to be pregnant next year. That's where I was at. That's where I was at. And unfortunately, fortunately, I was able to tell him that, like, listen, man, this ain't cool. Like, you want your sister to get pregnant in the bathroom? You 11, she 12. You ain't got no job. You ain't got no car. And you don't even wash your hands every time you leave the bathroom. And I got to tell you every morning to brush your hair. What you know about getting somebody pregnant? I said it. All of it. Yes, the wake up. And it was disappointing that, you know, he still try to lie about some things, but I told you, like, I already know. And then I had to something in me had to make me, I had to understand How you so sprung that you willing to get in trouble, that you willing to protect this girl in this way? How you so sprung? So you know what the question was. You hit it? She touch you? Y'all kiss? Hug? You smack a booty or something? Because you got to make me understand why you feeling like this or why you are risking your own freedoms for this girl. You got to make me understand that, because then as an adult, a dude doing stupid stuff usually means that. As an adult, dudes make bad decisions based on physical stuff. But if you can only tell me that she's cute and you ain't hit it, then you just being dumb. And I have to correct you. I have to save you from yourself, which I'm willing to do. Because my only job in this whole scenario is for you to be a better person by the time you leave my house. And I'm willing to do that. You just happen to be with some people that care, which was the theme of me waking him up. You just happen to be with somebody that care. You just happen to be with somebody who give a damn. And I do. Even though I talk about them on a weekly basis, I give a damn. But before I get out of here, I'm going to hit y'all with these last few things and shut it on down. And it's the last thing. I just thought about this because even though we deal with all this stuff, I had to ask myself, am I irritated? Am I easily irritated? Or do I just need a vacation? And so number one drinks water at the refrigerator. And it might seem petty now, because as I wrote it down, I didn't really know how to explain it. But we got a water dispenser at the refrigerator, and he has this cup that has a straw, and he will let the water run in and drink at the same time. And I'm like, well, if you don't get your stupid ass away from that thing, like, get your water and then drink. You don't have to drink simultaneously as the water's going in. Like, nobody pours Kool-Aid and drinks Kool-Aid out their cup at the same time. That's dumb. Please don't do that no more. Also, every time I look at their hair, I get irritated. I cut it, but they don't brush it. And number two, he brushes his hair all the way from the back, all the way from the bottom to the front. Now, I only know one other person that does that, and he 80. Like Lalo Brown and the dude that was in barbershop. Julian, what's the dude in barbershop that Buddy borrowed that money from in the first barbershop? He brushed his hair all the way from the bottom of his neck all the way to the front. Now, you ain't supposed to do that in you 6. You still, at 6, you still got a top, you got sides in the back. Come on, man. You got to do better than that. Their faces, every time that I ask them if they wash their hands, bugs the hell out of me. Like, every time when they come out the bathroom, and I'm like, hey, did you wash your hands? They're like, oh, you pee every day. This should be habit. Because you know what? Young people that don't wash their hands turn into be grown people that don't wash their hands. And I don't want you to be nasty. I'm trying my best. Like, you can't flush the toilet and then
12 seconds later.
You already out just touching stuff. You gotta wash your hands. You gotta wash your hands. And then they lie a lot. Now, I know little boys lie. I lied a lot when I was a kid. I lied to not get whoopings. They lie on GP. Like, and they tell the most ferocious lies. Like, they don't even tell regular lies. It'd be like ferocious lies. Like, yo, did you wash your hands? And they be like, yes. Hands be dry as hell. Did you take a shower? Yeah. How are you ashy already? The soap is dry. The dry towels are dry. The shower curtain is on the outside of the shower. And the floor is dry. Don't do me like that. And then, speaking of showers, I get irritated because they are so sensitive to the phrase, you need a shower. Like they don't, I talk about this a lot because the 11-year-old more so than the 6, do get musty. And he don't understand that people can smell all day. Like, dude, you walk around in drawers, we can smell you. We can smell you. I smell everything. It's a gift and a curse. You ain't gonna sneak up on me. You're just not. I got you. I smell you. I smelled you coming. And he think I being mean, but I'm like, you the one that's offensive. So let's figure this out. And then the last thing that irritates the hell out of me, and I don't even do all the cooking, but these are the most pickiest boys when it comes to food that I've ever been around. Like, they always trying to remix the menu. Like, my wife made catfish and spaghetti yesterday, and little buddy was asking for macaroni. No, we ain't doing no extra stuff. Well, can I have a sandwich? We ain't doing no extra stuff. Well, what about oatmeal? And you ask for one more damn thing, I'm going to knock you out. You ain't getting nothing extra. You get what's on the menu. I grew up with you eat what's on the menu. Every day, we didn't have a choice. What my mom cooked is what we ate. If you didn't eat it, you didn't eat. But not eating wasn't even on as part of the thought process. Like, you ate, you had to eat. This is just what it was. If we got in trouble that day, she probably made liver. That was punishment. I don't know what she did that for, but that was her way of punishing us. But this whole situation, this whole scenario about remixing the menu, ain't no extra stuff. Yes, you gonna have leftovers today. No, we not making no extra. Like, we try not to send them to bed hungry because they'll go to school telling the people the next day that they didn't eat dinner, that we didn't feed them, and then they gotta call DFACS. So we try not to do that. But come on, man, there's food in there. You eat, but you're not gonna eat chicken strips, noodles, and pizza every day. That's a good way to grow another arm, especially with how this food is being made today. But listen, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I appreciate your patience and letting me get here because this ATL traffic was trying to hate on you, boy. We going to be back. I appreciate the people that tune in. Y'all dope. We'll be back next time. We're going to have another dope show for you. Until next week. Y'all be safe out in these streets, and we out.